Joining us is Marcia Gershenson, Oakland County Commissioner of the 13th District. Let me hit a button here. And, Commissioner, thank you very much for joining us on the MegaCast today.
Well, thank you for having me. I have to say before we get started, why don't we meet for a drink at the Detroit City Distillery when this is all over and celebrate a little bit.
You know, I like that idea. But here's the deal, Marcia. You're driving, okay? That way you can be our DD.
Yeah. No, I heard that. We'll have a designated driver for sure.
All right. Sounds like a great plan. Listen, I'm glad you said that because I do see the end of this. I really do. And I know it's going to be very complicated to get there. We could talk about that if you want today. And figuring out what the governor has had to do, what the federal government has had to do, what you guys have done here in Oakland County. Very complicated to date, but I think maybe even more complicated figuring out how do we get to this new normal. What do you think about that?
Well, before we get to that, I think one of the things I've really been struck by listening to your show, which has just been great, and I actually have telecast from your studio before. You've got a great facility there, and I do appreciate everything you're doing for the community as well. But our new county exec, David Coulter, is totally fixated on regional cooperation. And that's something I'm totally committed to too. I have a real kinship with the city of Detroit. I was born and raised in Detroit and did my public school in Detroit. So I have a real affinity for Detroit, and our David Coulter has really stressed this regional cooperation. Another area we're really focused on is Pontiac. So on this show, I've been lucky to be connected to a lot of people that I really admire from both of those communities. And we're doing a lot with the city of Pontiac. It's a priority for the commissioners, and it's a priority for our county executive, Dave Coulter, our administration. So I am an optimistic person by nature. So we are beginning to plan for what things will look like once the order subsides. Of course, if it's over on May 1, if things start to ease up by May 1, we're working now to see what would that gradual reopening look like. We're connecting with business leaders, and our administration is really working on just starting to get ready to see what things would look like once we reopen. It'll be slow for sure, but hopefully it'll be well thought out, and we'll have this testing under control. That's the testing that Mayor Waterman talked about that's beginning tomorrow in Oakland County, which we're very excited about.
Well, I was delighted to watch a press conference yesterday and hear from Executive Coulter on the plans, the updates, and then this testing opportunity that's going to be happening starting tomorrow at the county courthouse, the county complex on Telegraph in Pontiac, and that's a great addition. It's a great addition. We need that testing, and it's a great addition that testing is in close proximity to the city of Pontiac, Commissioner Gershenson.
And one thing I've talked about with our administration is that we're known as a very well-run county. We have a AAA bond rating, and we're very fiscally sound, and we are handling this pandemic pretty well economically from a county level. So one of the things that I wanted to mention is how people step up. Our health department, which has always been exemplary, has won awards. I guess it's easy for people to excel when things are good, but when things get tough, some people really step up. And our health department, under the leadership of Kathy Forsley and her chief, Leanne Stafford, have just been remarkable in their response. And our whole health department team, those folks that are coming in during this pandemic to work our nurse on call line, which is available for folks to talk about anything they're concerned about. those people are staffing those phones. And of course, that's the key to getting tested, is that you need to call our nurse on call, which I know Amir Waterman gave you the phone number, but I think I'm happy to repeat
Yeah,
that.
I've got it right here, 800-848-5533, 800-848-5533. And you said it well, the Dr. Fauci and the national folks, our state folks getting a lot of attention on the health side. But really, when you think about it, it is the county and the county health department that is on the front line of deploying health care to people that don't have a physician, the people that need help. And from what I understand, Marcia, it's also the county that is really right in the middle of the pipeline for supplies. A lot of these supplies that might come in from the federal government and other organizations are coming through the county. You guys are right. I don't know if people realize it, but it's your infrastructure that's keeping all this moving. Did I get that right?
Absolutely. When I campaign, I can't tell you how few people know what county commissioners do, but we really do work on issues that affect people directly. Not only do we work on the budget issues, but our health department and our sheriff's department, which is really stepping up, as is your West Bloomfield Sheriff's Department. The local police and fire chiefs are really right there for us. But we are receiving donations at our old farmers market, our Oakland County Farmers Market on Pontiac Lake Road, and the outpouring from local businesses has been fabulous. We still need more. We're really short on gowns. We're getting a fair amount of gloves and masks, although don't misunderstand me, we could use more, because with the new order that is coming out on Monday, which is going to stress that everyone that cannot socially distance and that is interfacing with the public needs to have a mask on. So it doesn't have to be an N95 mask. It can be a homemade mask. And that's another thing that's really been remarkable, is how many stay-at-home folks are making masks and posting them on websites such as Nextdoor, or however neighbors are communicating with each other. This has been such a wonderful example of cooperation. It's neighbors trying to help neighbors. We have folks on my street that are offering to go shopping for other people. Of course, we really appreciate the restaurants that are offering home delivery. But definitely, we feel that we are on the front lines. And one of the sad things is that some of the equipment we're getting from the federal government, we just got two highly sought after testing machines from Abbott Labs, and they were missing a part.
Oh, no.
So there's been some frustrations. Those are the quick acting tests. Although I will say, Oakland County, when we start our testing, we're going to be getting the results pretty quickly, because we're going to be using our own labs. And so it won't be that torturous 2-week wait when people really can decline from the diagnosis.
Oakland County Commissioner Marcia Gershenson joining us here on the MegaCast via Zoom. We thank her very much. You can't see me, Marcia, but for the folks that can see at home, I have, here is my mask. It's just, listen, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, so I just went with classic. There it is, classic bandana. I kind of look like a gangster when I go into the stores, but that works pretty good. I just take that, tie it down, and it gives us the kind of protection that we want. In Oakland County, we only got a couple of minutes, so I'm going to kind of do rapid fire with you, if that's okay. In Oakland County, you do have this new order that's coming out that is on top of the state's order. So it's something you've done in addition to Oakland County. Executive Coulter announced it in the press conference yesterday, and it's requiring everybody to wear a mask. As you stated, if they are an essential worker and they're going to work and they can't keep the social distancing, or if they're in a store, a grocery, a restaurant, somewhere where people are coming in, you're required to wear the mask. That is on top of all the state's requirements. Are you with the county executive on that?
Absolutely. We were really ahead of the curve. If you listen, one of the things I have to say about our county exec, Dave Coulter, he's doing daily updates at 1:30 on our live stream on the Oakland County County Executive Facebook page. And to me, that's what leadership looks like. We are trying to communicate what's happening because information is changing daily. The one thing I want to be sure and get out to the residents is that we have provided grants and loans to small businesses. We're now just picking through the applications for grants, and next week we're going to be sorting through the applications for loans. This is not the deadline to apply has passed, but there will be more programs coming. We are committed to use our resources to help our businesses, help save lives. And I guess if I had one other thing, Dave, to close with, it would be to encourage people to wash your hands constantly. They're saying that that's one of the greatest defenses against, along with the mask, the washing of the hands is just so important. So,
Marcia, I want to take all of the political stuff, and we're just going to set it aside. And you have never been a highly political person. I congratulate you for that at the outset. But let's set all that aside for a minute. And let me say, as I go into this, that the governor's job is impossible. I mean, it is impossible to document what she has had to document. And because of that, it isn't going to be perfect. And there's a lot of people that don't like what she's doing. Let's be honest. There's about 5,000 cars running through Lansing in the next hour of people that are not happy. We all know it, so I can't hide from that. Right. But, you got to give her the benefit of the doubt. It isn't easy. I sat down, I was playing around trying to write a set of my own rules. You can't come up with it. You set one rule and you get rid of something that you need, and then you end up with getting rid of something you don't want to get rid of. So and we could debate if what she's done, whether it's right or not. But can I get your thoughts on what we need to do to come out of this? The county, Oakland County in particular, has always been a very business-friendly county. If there's a county in the state of Michigan that needs to come out of this and business needs to thrive, it's Oakland County. We represent so much of the economy in the state of Michigan. Can you let our listeners know, are you guys working in a nonpartisan way to figure out a way to come out of this thing in a way that's going to keep us healthy, but is going to help our businesses get back to work?
Absolutely. We just are working on a resolution which is going to come into the to a committee that we have formed to look at how we can reopen and help our businesses reestablish. That is not a partisan effort. And I have to give kudos to Governor Whitmer because she's assembled a team of very high profile business people to develop a thoughtful re-entry program. And we are going to be doing the same in Oakland County. That's one of the resolutions that we're going to be working on is how do we reopen? How do we support everyone that has suffered? It's a priority for us. We have the resources to help, and we intend to use them.
Do you think that we've learned some things over the past several weeks? You talk about washing hands, wearing face masks. Do you think we can deploy some of these things, Congressman? I just gave you a big promotion. Commissioner Gershenson, do you think we can deploy some of these strategies and get back to work?
I definitely think so. I know I personally have learned so much. It's an honor to be in the position I'm in where we can really try to make a difference to help people. We're almost every elected official, pretty much every elected official, their numbers are public. They're encouraging people to reach out. We have tremendous resources with United Way and their 211 resource number, which I would encourage anyone that's having mental health issues or financial issues. This is stress and there's no getting around it. It's okay to be freaked out because we all are to some extent. But those of us that are on the front lines in terms of trying to work through this, we are. Have confidence in your electeds. We are doing everything we can to reopen our businesses and to support those that have had to slow down.
All right. Well, I could just say on behalf of one business person in the county, because in addition to doing this, I run a business with 20 employees. I can tell you that in addition to what you just said, that I've worked with the Oakland County Business Development Unit, and when all of this came up, they called me. I mean, they called me, Dave, how's it going? Everything okay? Anything we can help you with? Do you know about this and that and the other thing? And it's not just because I'm in the media. They don't even know that I do this silly little show. I've worked with them. There's some really good people in the county. It is you do have a really great organization, and I thank you for coming on the show today, and we wish everybody the very best, and we're just hoping and praying that we're going to come out of this and everything's going to work out great. I think it's going to be a fantastic summer, and I look forward to taking you up on your invitation to head down to the Detroit City Distillery before too long. Marcia, thank you for joining us on the show.
Look forward to it, too. Thank you so much.
She is Marcia Gershenson. She is the Oakland County Commissioner of the 13th District.